Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. And ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And medyo malungkot tayo ngayon because of what happened. Hindi lang what is happening ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially dyan po sa Metro Manila, wherein a lot of people are suffering because of the baha natin, no? A lot of areas sa Pilipinas or sa Metro Manila po na submerged and nahirapan ang mga Filipino, ordinaryong Filipino po to commute, no? To commute. In fact, ngayon, I was made to understand na walang pasok, walang trabaho dyan po sa mga gobyerno, saka sa eskwelahan po, no? Because of the flash flood problems that they are facing. So ingat lang tayo mga kaibigan, kababayan at kapatid natin dyan po sa Maynila. Ingat-ingat lang tayo as well as those sa affected areas, not only in Manila but other parts in the country. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ulan dyan. And let's monitor ang rising water sa mga lugar natin po so that we will always be safe po. In case may mga advisory coming from the local authorities po, don't be stubborn, just listen to them and follow instruction po for our own safety. So malungkot talaga tayo ngayon po dahil this is really what is happening dyan po sa bayan natin, no? Sa bayan natin. One of the major factors that a lot of Filipinos are putting the blame is dahil po dyan sa kalukuhan ng mga elected officials natin, be it politicians, be it government top officials, and those mga sabihin natin sa private sector po, no? Kagaya mga contractors. Dahil sa kanila po, nahirapan ang mga Filipinos ngayon, especially those being affected by a typhoon or flash flood or natural calamities. Kaya nga, ingat na ingat tayo po. The other things that I want to raise and malungkot tayo ngayon is because of what happened. Narinig na natin. I think a lot of Filipinos, including ang mga overseas Filipino workers, not only in Malaysia but also in mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, narinig na ninyo po na what happened dyan po sa Zamboanga this morning, August 18, August 18 this morning dyan sa Zamboanga City, wherein dalawang estudyante from Ateneo de Zamboanga eskwelahan, Ateneo de Zamboanga University, doon po sa campus nila, ang grade school and high school campus located sa Barangay Tumaga, early this morning at around 7 something or close to 8 a.m. may shooting incident na nangyari sa mismo eskwelahan po. And this involves, yun na nga po, yun estudyante po, no? And dahil dyan po may namatay, isa ang namatay po, biktima sa when he was shot by another student, no? He was shot by another student. And yun shooter naman, also estudyante. Some are saying he is a grade 7 or grade 8, no? Junior high school. Now he himself, after committing the crime, he himself shot himself. Parang nag-suicide din siya po after committing the crime. And because of his action, ang shooting spree that he did, now na-create yun a lot of chaos sa mga other estudyante dyan po sa Ateneo de Zamboanga. And mabigat. And mga parents din po, nag-panic din po. And they rushed immediately to the school upon hearing what happened dyan po sa Ateneo de Zamboanga High School campus to pick up ang mga anak nila po, ang mga anak nila. And maganda din po what the school authorities did. They also did their level best to, sabihin natin, make sure that the other students are safe. In fact, they were brought to a open space dyan po sa isang basketball court. And nag-secure sa mga estudyante. And they release ang mga estudyante po sa mga parents, respective parents po, and who rush to the school to pick up their students or their mga anak nila po. So yun, what happened, and I was made to understand also based on reports that I was monitoring from different local TV stations dyan po sa Zamboanga this morning, na maganda din ang reaction or action taken by the police authorities in the area together with the barangay officials of Tumaga, as well other concerned residents in the area po. They immediately extended whatever help they can help or they can extend to the students po. No? That includes ang local media who keep on reporting seconds by seconds po on the actual happening sa incident, the shooting incident sa Zamboanga City. No? Sa Zamboanga City. The mayor of Zamboanga City was not around because the mayor of Zamboanga City, si Mayor Kimer Olaso, is outstation. But nakita natin po si Chief of Staff ng Mayor, si former Congressman Celso Lobregat, immediately went to the scene. No? And followed up by Vice Mayor si Ben Climaco Salazar, including ang administrator ng Zamboanga City, si Percival. No? And yun po, that is really what happened. But we will be talking about this issue ngayon po. And mayroon tayo dito po, I was made to understand because dalawa yung estudyante, no? And isa is armed with firearms. Paano nakapasok ang firearms sa campus is a story that I want to share with you po. Apparently, based on police initial investigation po, na yun pala ang baril, 9 mm Glock ba yan? They call it Glock 9 mm, ha? The pistol is owned by a custom officer dyan po sa Zamboanga po. Ibig sabihin, ang anak niya po, he got the issued firearms of his father and brought it to the school and started shooting ang mga estudyante po. And apparently, nakita natin po, based on the video clips that we saw, he is using a body cam, no? A body cam, and klarong-klaro po, he was pointing ang baril sa mga estudyante po. At first, he was pointing the gun to a teacher, but I don't know what happened po. And when he started shooting po, no? When he started shooting, naligtas din ang teacher. Maraming mga istorya haka-haka tungkol ang teacher, but the one I don't want to touch because it is not confirmed. It is not confirmed po. Mahirap na po ang mga fake news, and ako mismo I'm asking ang mga tao who saw or who got some video clips po, please show it only yung mga hindi na exaggerated, ang mga storya, saka ang mga video footages na mayroon kayo po, no? Mahirap na po to exaggerate itong storya because it involves human beings, no? Masakit din niya para sa mga parents po, especially sa mga biktima po, be it the shooter, ang suspect, or ang biktima po. I was made to understand the victim is another student, grade 7 or grade 8 din po. He was shot by the shooter, no? He was shot, and that victim was a very polite and a good student po, no? And may his soul rest in peace, and condolence to the parents po, no? Ganito talaga what we don't know what happens po. But anyway, narinig natin that the Bureau of Customs confirmed that one of the two firearms used by the grade 9, ito po, mayroon naman po istorya, grade 9 student, some are saying 7, some are saying 8, and dito po, grade 9 student who opened the fire at the Ateneo de Zamboanga University was issued to the pupil's father, who is a custom police officer. The other gun used in the attack was a personal firearm of the student's father. So, dalawang baril pala yan po. It's accountability that we should examine, Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla said. It appears that the shooter used legally issued firearms from the father. The owner of the gun should be accountable for the illegal use, he added. And ngayon, ang police are still investigating ang insidente po. Mayroon tayo dito po interview by DZMM po sa police officer si Cortez po. Cortez ba? No, Cortez po. Let's watch and listen to this po. And this morning interview ito po, no? Late tayo ito, no? This is a late or a replay of the interview. But anyway, it's worthwhile also po to those who are not yet we did hear or saw itong interview po, so at least you will have an idea. Nandito po ang video or ang interview made by DZMM kaninang umaga po sa police officer po.
Ipaprocess pa natin yun, no?
Hold on, ha?
Sa Ateneo de Zamboanga.
Hold on, nandito po.
Dito po sa DZMM. Sir, ano po ang update? What do we know so far dito po sa insidente kaninang umaga?
Yes, no, but actually ongoing pa rin, no, yung process dito sa crime scene, dito sa building, sa mga building, no, sa Ateneo de Zamboanga University High School, dito banda sa barangay Tumaga, no. So sa ngayon, no, na may nakita tayong dalawang fatalities, and yung mga ibang mga estudyante po na secure na rin po, nakauwi na rin po yung mga estudyante natin. So itong kung saan po yung nangyari na secure na rin po natin, and ongoing po yung process ng SOCO din po.
Well, Colonel Cortez, Sininya Corpus po ito. Pwede po ba namin malaman kung ano po yung nangyari? Kasi may kumakalat na video and ayaw po natin syempre yung maniwala sila sa mga fake news at saka yung mga misinformation. Ano po ba ang nangyari base sa inyong investigasyon?
Yes po, ma'am, no, na yung nakita nga natin dito, no, yung mga involved din dito, mga estudyante rin po. So yung sa atin po, no, kung ano yung kumakalat na video, pinapa-verify pa namin sa cybercrime unit namin, and also kinukuha pa namin yung mga CCTV dito sa building po, no, para at least makita natin talaga kung ano talaga at saka sino-sino, no, kung naging involved din dito. Kaya naging maingat lang din po kami muna, no, para at least hindi rin po makuha din yung investigation natin dito. So sa ngayon, ma'am, nandito pa rin po tayo, na kasama rin po yung mga investigador natin at saka yung SOCO and other unit, no, nandito rin po yung TIDG 9 natin. Kaya tumutulong rin po para at least gawa natin agad yung report para dito sa incident po.
Okay, but
Alright, yun po, narinig natin, no, ang report. Nandito na po ang report, you heard it, and yun po, confirm na may nangyari kaninang umaga dyan po sa Zamboanga City, especially dyan na sa eskwelahan ng Ateneo de Zamboanga. And excuse me, mayroon din tayo dito video clip on the side of the eskwelahan po ng Ateneo po. Mayroon tayo dito video clip that I want to share with you po. Ang presidente ng Ateneo also giving a statement this morning. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this. Hold on. Okay, sandali po. Alright, sandali po, ha?
Pinalulungkot po namin sa
Hold on. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this. Ang presidente ng Ateneo de Zamboanga.
magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Pinalulungkot po namin sabihin na nagkaroon po ng isang insidente dito sa aming paaralan sa campus po ng Ateneo de Zamboanga University Junior High School building sa Barangay Tumaga ngayong umaga po ito. Ang mga detalye po ay patuloy pa namin pong inaalam. Gusto ko pong banggitin na noong nalaman po namin na mayroong insidente po dito sa campus po ito, sa pakikipagtulungan po natin sa kapulisan at sa local government unit, agad-agad po tayong nagpunta at tinignan kung ano ang nangyayaring sitwasyon. Ang pangunahing kagustuhan po namin at that time was to make sure that all our students who are at the main building, this campus, junior high school, at saka po ang ating mga elementary or grade school students be properly evacuated. Sila po ay na-evacuate papunta po dun sa mas malayong covered court kung saan ang kanilang mga guro at ang ilang pa po natin mga empleyado ay nakasama po sila at inaalagaan at binibigyan pansin. We recognize that this incident could cause a lot of deep concern and worry for our parents, for our families, for the guardians, for the students, your loved ones whom you entrusted to us. And we're deeply saddened by this incident. Prior to this, our security team has been preparing even for simulation exercise, precisely because we understand the value of keeping everyone, our students and our personnel, safe. This is our primary objective. And that is why we are deeply saddened by this incident this morning. We are confirming that there are 2 fatalities. We are in the process of working with our police for us to be able to identify them so that we could communicate first to their loved ones.
Alright, so yun po, narinig natin ang statement na made, official statement made by the president of the Ateneo de Zamboanga po, no? Yun ang insidente. The thing that I want to touch also ngayon, narinig na natin po, both sides, ang ang police, confirm din po ang school authorities na 2 namatay po, no? And maraming mahaka-haka, mayroon daw mga 9 injured, may security guard daw po na injured din po. Yun po, that cannot be confirmed po, no? And I didn't hear any official statement coming from the authorities concerned, like the school authorities and that of the Philippine National Police. What we heard is 2 patay, lahat doon na estudyante po. Although we still don't know kung saan ang totoo, grade 7 ba, grade 8 o grade 9. If na grade 7 po, in other words, first year high school lang po, ang age niya po is between 13-14. Kung grade 8, I think is around 14-15, or kung grade 8, 9 na po, siguro mga 15-16 na yun po, no? Yon ang mga reports na rinig. But anyway, if you recall po, few months ago po, mayroon din nangyari dyan na shooting incident sa Pilipinas po, and that happened sa Tacloban, no? Sa Tacloban po, mayroon din namatay po, no? Mayroon din namatay. So, after indiscriminately firing po, no? And the authorities or the school authorities immediately took action, and they strengthened ang security ng eskwelahan po by beefing up ang number of security guards po. But I think increasing the number of security guard is not the only solution po to address the problem po. And what I want to share with you ngayon po on my personal opinion po, no? This is my own personal opinion. I'm not happy because that school, Ateneo de Zamboanga, is my alma mater also po, no? I came from Ateneo de Zamboanga. Now, for me, I strongly believe it is unfair and wrong to point today's young people as violent or hopeless, no? Hindi yung ganyan po ang mga kabataan natin ngayon po, no? I still believe that the vast majority of our students are disciplined. Disiplinado yun sila, respectful yun sila, and working hard to build a better future. Yun po ang mga estudyante. And majority po. There are some, but medyo ibang estilo nila, but may rason kung bakit ganon sila. What we are witnessing is not a generation gone bad. Hindi itong generation na they gone bad, no? Ang mga kabataan natin. But it's only a small dangerous number pushed to the breaking point. Ibig sabihin, unti lang yung mga tao na may rason yun po. Maybe they were pushed talaga backward na they decided to think, to do something which they thought is good, no? Ito ng solution sa problema nila. But unfortunately, hindi yon ang solution and it is against the law. They are victims of, sabi natin na deep unaddressed problems, no? Biktima din yon sila, no? For example, mental stress, no? Mental stress po, no? Biktima sila ng mental stress. Bullying sa eskwelahan po, no? Could be a factor, no? And which is being ignored, no? By the school authorities and even our parents po. Illegal guns. Ito naman problema po, no? Madali ngayon mga bata, no? To get the guns from their parents or uncles or sa mga relatives or kung sino man may baril sa bahay po. Madali lang yan silang yan po. That also what happened doon po sa Tacloban. Wherein ang suspect, ang bata po, got it, nakuha niya yung baril sa auntie ba yun niya or uncle niya po, no? Who is a police personnel, no? So, yun ang problema. Madali lang sila ngayon makuha, no? Siguro ang mga may-ari ng mga baril, they took it for granted na nobody will touch the gun. And ganito nangyari po. And of course, lack of proper guidance both at home and in the school. Kailangan po, sa bahay mismo po, ang mga bata natin po, mga anak natin, or mga youth natin, mga bata sa, be it our children, ang mga anak natin or mga relatives natin po, kulang sila sa guidance po. Dahil siguro ang mga parents busy, ang mga guardians sila busy doing other things na kulang na po, no? Na kulang na po ang looking after itong mga bata po. Sa eskwela naman, you have to consider in every classroom, mayroon silang mga 30, 40, or even 50 students isang classroom po. And nahirapan talaga ang mga teachers natin. One more thing po. That's why I said this, I hope this is a wake-up call. Ang mga eskwelahan po, kulang din sa guidance counselor natin po, no? And it has been identified already by our national leaders po, no? Kailangan dagdag ang to increase the number of guidance counselor sa mga eskwelahan po so that they can guide ang mga students po, especially those kung facing some problems. Yan talaga ang importante po. And you cannot blame ang public if they are, sabihin natin, may mga mixed reaction to what is happening ngayon sa mga kabataan natin po. Understandably, the public holds a mixed views on how to fix this. No? They do not blame the child alone. Let us not blame the child alone. Blame the environment that breaks them. Sabi ang mga ibang parents. No? We cannot blame ang bata. Solely blame sa bata po. No? But ang environment. Because environment counts. If you have a wrong environment, then you are in deep trouble. We need more trained counselors or guidance counselors in every school. Stricter anti-bullying laws. Dapat i-stricto natin yung bullying sa eskwelahan po, no? Ang mga school authorities must really look into this po. Because dahil sa bullying po, ang bata, ang biktima ng bullying po, iba na ang isip nila po, no? They tend to entertain bad ideas po. And a better control over violent content online. Ito naman mga video clips, mga movies sa online po. So sana po, no? Din ang gobyerno. Look into it po, no? Mga minors siguro doon, I don't know how you will do it, but sobrang exposure nila sa violence, sa movies, sa mga cellphone nila po, sa YouTube, sa Facebook, sobra na ang exposure nila. Sometimes they copy just like what happened to this estudyante po, namatay ang shooter. He is using a body cam. No? And where do you get this idea of the body cam? Normally, sa mga estudyante kagaya this young, the teachers will not be teaching you about using the importance of using a body cam. Now, you can get it, ang mga idea dyan po sa mga online movies po, no? And of course, mga parents saying about accountability, ang safety net. Now, we have to be realistic po, na? Compassion must not blind us to reality. How was a student able to bring a deadly weapon? Paano na pasok yung baril po sa eskwelahan? Importante din yun po. Security must be tightened. And everyone supplying guns to minors must face the harshest punishment of the law. Definitely po, may law tayo dyan. And I think the father will also be punished po for just not securing properly ang firearms issued to him, ang service firearms po. So mayroon yon penalty. Schools must remain safe havens for learning, not dangerous zone, isn't it? No? Ang eskwela po dapat for mga bata to learn. And it should not be dangerous. No? Kasi ang mga parents, busy sila. They send their children to school so that the children, when they grow up, they will be well-rounded individuals. No? And it should not be a place wherein they will learn other things po. No? And yun po, that is the problem that we are facing. And nakita natin po, ang gobyerno natin, I was made to understand, nandiyon na po, like what happened ngayon po sa plenary session ng Senado, although they will, I think, about to wind up, because of the weather condition dyan po sa Manila, but also, invited guests today's Senate plenary session ang mga parents ng biktima dyan po sa Tacloban school shooting incident sa San Jose High School, San Jose High School po dyan sa Tacloban. I think 2 months ago ang nangyari yun po, shooting incident. Real change happens only when families, schools, community leaders, and the government work hand in hand. Kailangan po, we work together po. Ang parents, ang eskwelahan, ang community, kagaya mga barangay captains or mga community leaders natin po, and the government must work hand in hand. We must heal the root causes. Punta tayo dyan sa baba po. Ano talaga ang root cause ng problema? And try to solve it po, no? And solve it. Not just guard against results. Mag-react lang tayo po kung mayroon na nangyari. Hindi dapat ganyan po. We owe it to our children and our nation's future. So, let's act now. Let's do it. Let's not wait for another incident na naman po. Let us not wait for another incident. Although it's not happening only in the Philippines, it also happened in America and other places po, no? But it doesn't mean that it is happening in other places, in other countries, na okay lang, it will happen dito po o dyan po sa Pilipinas. Hindi pwede yun po. So we have to really solve this problem po. No? Hindi lang sabihin natin, tighten ang mga laws natin, push up ang mga penalties, mga jail terms ba, or whatever other penalties mayroon sa law natin po, no? But it must we must work together, families, school, community leaders, and the local government po. By doing so po, we will be able to solve this problem po. And let's hope that this will be the first and the last incident po in Zamboanga City. Condolence to the relatives of the victim. Ano ba yun? We family ba yun? And of course, may his soul rest in peace. And also the soul of the shooter, may his soul rest in peace po. And condolence also to the relatives, immediate family of the shooter po. No? May rason yung bata why he did that po. May haka-haka, narinig natin po, may haka-haka daw po, no? Between the teacher and the shooter. But this is not confirmed, no? Yun narinig natin sa social media and mga kwento-kwento dyan po lumabas sa mga istorya dyan po sa Zamboanga City po, no? So, it's a very, very sad incident and I hope this will be the first and the last. Thank you very much sa school authorities. They did a good job. To the police, to the barangay officials ng Tumaga po. No? They did a very good job po. And let's continue. Continue to work hand in hand. Lahat tayo lang po. And let's make Zamboanga City, our schools, no? Not only in Zamboanga City, but the whole country, let's make it a better place to live in. To live in po. So, hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin. This is the thing that I want to share with you po sa programa natin on a Tuesday afternoon, August 18. So with this, once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Salamat. Don't play. Ingat kayo.